Kentucky Patriot here once again. Been making some videos of just me talking, and I don't want to bore you to death. So hopefully real soon we're going to get out to the range. We're going to do some shooting. We're going to show you some different calibers, different guns, different weapons, systems, different targets, and hopefully have some fun out there on the range. But speaking of calibers, something else I'd like to speak with you about today is the caliber debate. You ask 25 different people, you get 25 different answers about the caliber debate. But sometimes I think some people are so strong opinionated, they think only what they have and only what they carry is the right choice and anybody else is wrong. Again, I don't believe that. I think it depends on each individual person, your scenario, where you live, the clothing that people wear has a lot to do with it. For instance, a 380, very common pistol. If I lived in Florida, where basically people wear t-shirts, and I was walking up and down the beach where maybe people have very light clothing on, I would feel comfortable with 380 to defend my life. Now, where we live here in Kentucky, weather changes. Summer's very hot, winter very cold. So if somebody has Carhartts on, somebody has a thick leather jacket on, I do not feel as confident with a 380. And a lot of, I think, women and first-time shooters go for the 380. But my experience is really anybody that can handle a 380, I feel can handle a 9mm. And they say, well, the 380s are so small, so compact. I'm not knocking the 380. If you got a 380 and you're comfortable with it, I'm not trying to bash anybody or hurt anybody's feelings. But to me, if you can handle a 380, you can handle a 9mm. Having said that, 9mm is a great range gun. It's very, very cheap to shoot, very inexpensive. Recoil's not bad with most guns. Of course, it always depends on the bullet and the ammo that you're shooting. But I feel pretty confident with a 9mm. But to be honest with you, my thoughts are just like the M&P or the Shield. That's what my wife carries. She carries the concealed carry, the M&P Shield. Well, the 9mm and the 40 are the same price, the same weight, the same size. So to me, I'm not talking about for the range gun, because like I said, 9mm is a lot cheaper to shoot. But for concealed carry, when your life's at stake, why not bump up to the 40? And I know a lot of people say, well, the recoil on a 40 is so much greater. It's got more snap to it. Well, it may a little, but anybody, I think, with the right range about, unless maybe you have some arthritis issues, you have no problem with a 40 caliber. My wife's grandmother took my wife's Shield 40 caliber and she shot it just like a champ. It didn't affect her at all. And I can't tell you her age, but she's not far from 80. If she ever watches this, she'll probably kill me for telling her age. And she had a 40 caliber and shot it with ease. So in a 40 caliber, regardless of clothes, even if they have the Carhartts on or whatever, with the right load, is a very capable round for self-defense. And a lot of people like 45s. I've known a lot of people, huge 1911s fans, which I love a 1911. I don't know how you get any better than a 1911. They're a wonderful gun. The problem with 1911s is they're so big. They're hard to conceal. So, especially if you're down in Florida where, a t-shirt, it's going to be really hard to conceal a 45. But I got a gentleman I work with, good buddies with. He carries a 1911 every day. He carries it, he wears a suit jacket, wears it. Nobody knows he's got. As long as you carry a 45, as long as you can conceal a 45, 45 is a great option. Really, any of those rounds are good. Some people like the 357 SIG for semi-automatic. But to me, God forbid that we would ever need it. But there's only one reason that we carry concealed, and that's to protect ourselves. So, people that carry and say, well, I'll just carry it, but I'm never going to need it anyway. To me, that's crazy. Because you only carry it for one reason, that is to defend yourself. So, in an unfortunate event that something would happen, you want to be able to defend yourself and to stop the threat as quick as possible. And when you draw, when you begin to put rounds, you want that threat to stop now. You don't want them to return fire. You don't want them to continue attacking you. And in that case, I would feel more comfortable with a 40. Me personally, I've got a 9. I carry it some in the summer sometimes, but to be honest with you, day in and day out, I like a 40 caliber. Still small, still very compact, people say, well, it's a high pressure round. I put enormous amounts of rounds through my gun. Never had the first problem. It is a little more expensive to shoot, so I'm not talking about a range gun, but for your life, you need to really think about what you're shooting, and I do not recommend ball ammo for concealed carry. You know, there's time to save money. I believe in being good stewards, but skimping on your protection for your wife, for your kids, for yourself, for your personal defense is not the time to do it when it comes to ammo. You need to get you some good ammo. They make some great ammo. There's PDX-1, there's Hornady Critical Defense, there's Liberty. I can name all kinds of, I can't even begin to name them all. There's all kinds of good defense ammo out there, and you don't have to load them all. You can alternate. You know, maybe if you want a ball ammo and then a hollow point, then a ball ammo, then an expanding full metal jacket. There's a lot of scenarios you can use, but we need something that is dependable, and make sure you try it in your firearm. Don't assume that you have a certain gun that it'll work, or certain ammo that it's going to fit. You take it to the range. You make sure it feeds. You make sure it shoots. You make sure that it's functioning properly, and try from time to time. You don't have to go out and shoot every day, but every little bit, go out and just make sure your gun's still working. Make sure you keep it clean, because you know this is a life and death issue. You know, God forbid that you'd ever be in a mall and they have a mall shooting, or God forbid you'd ever be in a convenience store and you get robbed. But just in South Carolina, they had somebody come into a church and begin to shoot people. I'm telling you, it's sad, but it's the day that we're living in. So we need to be armed, we need to be ready, and you may be the very one that saves somebody's life. So I hope this helps you. Please leave your comments below. If you want to add your experiences or what you feel, what you like about the 380, what you like about the 45s, what you don't like about a 380, what you don't like about a 45. We can all put our thoughts together. But please keep it family friendly, and just because somebody carries a different round than you does not mean they're wrong. Just because somebody carries a different brand of gun than you does not mean you're wrong. There's a lot of good guns. There's a lot of good ammo. It's personal preference, but just make sure that the choices you make will be able to help you and defend you and your family if need be. May God bless you. The Kentucky Patriot signing off.